Hello everybody, and today I'm finally doing the patch notes overview for the Hindu Pantheon, which is going to be called Rebirth, and it's going to be OB0.30. Now, this patch should go, if everything planned, tomorrow. Should go tomorrow. Also, wanted to give you, for everybody who is right now a clan member in the game, and they are not yet in Discord, it is really imperative that you join the Discord by clicking in the link on the description. If not, I will be forced to remove you to make spot for other people that will be joining the clan and be on the Discord also, because in order to do the weekly rotation when the initiate fights the members in order to win a spot, you have to be on the Discord for that. So, just a quick reminder for those who are not in the Discord yet. So, what's new? We have some new neutral cards. There's going to be 4 of them, and we're going to have 2 legendaries in them. So, most of you, I should assume, know a little bit what the cards are, but still, I'm going to read you for those for the people who just are at work and are just having the audio for this. Me myself, it's exactly what I'm doing now with YouTube and when I'm working. So the first one is Linarian Idra. Whew, I butchered that so hard. It's a legendary 6 mana 5/5. Can only take 1 damage from a single source, and whenever this unit attacks, gain +3/+0. So basically, this unit must be attacked by multiple source or multiple damage, even spells, unless it says like kill a unit or something. But and if you have like a focus blast to heal this, it's going to be insanely good. Even just raw healing, it's going to be good. Putting Geb on that, it's also really powerful. And each time it attacks, it gets +3/+0, so really strong. It is melee, of course. I mean, you can't make it super powerful. It is already really OP. So 6 mana 5/5. Poisonous Hydra. Now, that's going to be such a good tempo card. It's a 4 mana 4/4 melee legendary. I know it doesn't sound that good, but you add a poisonous card to your opponent's end. And what is a poisonous card? It's a 2 mana card that your summoning stones take 4 damage if you have the card in your hand at the end of the turn of your turn. So basically, if you know that your opponent is going to be playing something on curve and you want to push for damage because you're playing really aggressive, or you're playing like a control game, in the mid range it's okay. It's also good on curve. Um, you will deal to them 2 damage, potentially 8 if they don't remove it. But it's still good on a 4 mana. Like, you think that it's your turn 3. And then we're gonna have 2 satyrs. We're gonna have Rapacious Satyr, which is going to be a common 4 mana 3/3 range, which is like Stone Guardian, basically the stat lines and with the mana. All enemy units played on the same row as Rapacious Satyr take 2 damage. So basically, you just have to spawn your unit not in the same row. It is not too much of a restriction, but it can completely shut down some Odin aggro if you take 2 rows for that, and then you put a body blocker on the last row, or Odin rush, I mean. So yeah, except that sometimes gonna see enemies, but I don't think it's gonna be that great. Now, Satyr Pathfinder is an epic 6 mana 7/4 melee that your opponent can only play 1 card. Now, this is going to be powerful because you're basically asking your opponent to heal them with a spell, even if they don't want to. And 4 damage with a spell is hard to do. It's actually really hard to do. We have like Annihilation, and most of the spells deal 3 damage. Focus Blast, Magnet Slam, Gift of Mudding, the Judgment. Judgment's gonna be 1. But you need to already have 2 gods in play, which can be hard sometimes. But there's not much. I guess Divine Judgment will also kill it, which makes it good. But um, except that Thunder doesn't quite do it, and Achina doesn't do it. Thanatos doesn't do it. Kraken doesn't do it. There's a lot of stuff that just doesn't do it. So yeah, unless you're really behind on board and you cannot put the Satyr Pathfinder in a safely spot, then it's not that good. But if you're even or ahead, that's a really good card. Now, this is the release video. I'll let you watch it if you want. It's basically just some cool stuff about the cards and some cinematics. You can see on the Hands of the Gods YouTube. Then we're gonna have, the keyword reincarnate, and this card is going to be mainly on a lot of cards in the Hindu Pantheon. And basically what it says is when the unit or spell will go to your graveyard, you return it to your hand and it loses a reincarnate keyword to gain the buff or the debuff that it gives, basically. So the leader is going to be Ganesha, and you can summon a Pillar of Life, which is a 2-mana, deploy a Pillar of Life that heals a random friendly for 1 at the start of your turns. If I remember right, it was a 0-2 on the Twitch, which, it's like a rock heal, but then if your pillar doesn't die, you heal more. But the synergy in the Pantheon is not that you heal, it's that it's a structure and or it's a pillar, should I say, and that's where the synergy comes for the Pantheon. Then we have Agni, who's a common 6-mana 4/4 range, which is good actually. It's like a need for 1 more mana, but your Warcry, you randomly deal 2 damage to enemies twice. Randomly deal 2 damage to enemies twice. So yeah, I guess. And then Reincarnate, it costs 7, and your Warcry now hits 3 times. So basically you deal 4 damage to random enemies, and then 6 damage to random enemies. 4, 7. It's not bad. It's not bad. And it's a common, so a lot of people will be playing Agni. Call of Avatar, Hindu. It's an epic 6-mana that you copy every friendly god in play and spawn an avatar of them. This does not trigger Warcry, by the way. And these avatar have charge. Why is the B there? And they die until the end of the turn. So yeah, basically it's just a big burst of damage or removal, but you need to have a board. And keep in mind that it's friendly gods and it's not minions or units, right? So keep that in mind. So I don't think it's going to be that good. If Bakatusura, who's a common 3-mana 3/3 melee, which is bad stats for a 3-mana. Because it's a god. And attack, ignore all immunities, and protect. But at the same time, this means that you have to go against somebody who has protect, in which case, there's like the tiger, you will already kill it. It's like Brute has that, or if your enemy plays an Aphrodite. But if your opponent doesn't play that, then Bakasura doesn't do anything. He's like 3-mana 4/3/3, and that's only when he reincarnates. So I guess it gives you 2 cards, because then you have 2 3-mana 3/3 for 1 card, which is better than a 3-mana 3/3. But it's going to really depend if reincarnate is really, really good mechanic. It's going to be hard to see. But like what you gain is not really effective. But the fact that you have 2 cards in 1 card is really good. Because that's something sometimes that people they're playing cards to draw card, but I don't think that Hindu is going to need to draw cards when each of their gods, they basically have 2 of them for each gods that they have. It's kind of ridiculous. The problem that they can have is that they have so many cards that cost a lot of mana, they cannot play it all at the same time, like Zeus has, for example. You cannot play 2 Athenas and 2 Ares at the same turn, or 2 Blade Master and Fire Giant. So maybe Hindu's gonna have the same problem, but we'll see with the rest of the cards. So Dispatch, which is a common 3-mana, return a unit to his owner hand. And Reincarnate, it costs 4. Now, this is just a better version of Recall. Common 3 mana, return a unit to its owner, and then it costs 4. So it's basically the same card, but you have a reincarnate with it. I like the card, but I would like to see recall down to 2 mana just to have a buff, differentiate the cards. That's one of the thing that annoys me the most of the game right now is card um like Sanctuary and Celestial Armor. That Sanctuary is basically a better version of the other card. The other card has nothing different. It's just a worse version of the other one. And there's like 2, 3, 4 cards that does that, and it's a little bit annoying. And this patch is just going to do the same to recall, which I don't like, but I like the card. You know, Echo Blast. It's a free 3 mana, deal 3 damage. Reincarnate, now deal 1 damage. See, Echo Blast is again the exact same thing of Magma Blast, and sometimes it feels like it feels like they needed a removal and they just give. Why is not a two mana deal 2, right? Or I don't know, 1 mana deal 2 and one like 2 mana deal 2 could have been a little bit different, right? Because would have cost more than Sunder, but then you have a second one. And don't get me wrong, like these are all spells and they come back to your hand, which means that they're good with the Imperial Archer, with the Imperial Guard. They have good synergy with them. Um, yeah. Again, same thing for Echo Blast. So Flourish, it's a common 3 mana, give a unit +1/+1. Reincarnate now gives +2/+2. And what they say on stream is that you can basically boost your enemy units to kill them with your Kali, which we'll see later. Because she kills something I think with 4 health or plus. So you want to buff them health. But like, why would you play a removal on something that has 3 health? Unless it's like a really big Scylla. Like, am I missing any cards that have like 3 health? That really good that you want to kill. Like Apollo, if you buff him, then he's at 4 health. And yeah, maybe you guys can tell me in the comments, because it feels like I don't see why. Oh, we'll get there when we talk about Kali. But here's a Flourish. Illusion. It's a rare 5 mana that creates a friendly clone of any unit in play. You won't get the War Cry, but you can also create a clone from from an enemy unit. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Which is a good card. You have something good? Well, I'll have it also. You have a Guan Yu? Yes, me too. And then I'll Echo Blast for 3. And then, oh no, you can just play like Illusion and then dispatch their guy. And it's kind of funny. But hey. Kali, here she is, right? Legendary 6 mana, 3/3 melee. And Warcry, you kill the unit with 4 more health. So like I said, why will you kill something that has 3 or less health? Like, there's nothing really impactful in the game. Oh, maybe Anher? Right? I can totally agree with Anher, but if Anher is in play and you want to kill him, you cannot buff him to go to 4 and trying to kill him with a Warcry, since his ability is that you cannot use Warcries, or your opponents can't use Warcries. So like, I think one of the only cards you want to use that you won't be able to kill with Kali is a card that counters Kali. So, and then Reincarnate, she comes back to your hand, and she's gonna be a 6 mana 6/6 melee with the same ability. I always trigger that right click. I don't know why. Sorry guys. Now Kumbhakarna is a rare 4 mana 0/6 melee guard that has 0 movement, but when he reincarnates, he gains +6/+0 and 3 movement. So it's kind of a cool card because it has like double guard. But then you have like a 6/6 for 4 mana, which is really close to what people wanted, which was a 4 mana 7/7. Lots of people wanted that. The memes for Hearthstone, I totally get it, and we're close to that. The 4 mana 6/6, we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Mushka, it's a rare 3 mana, silence a friendly with reincarnate, then deal 5 damage to an enemy. Why will you spend 3 mana to silence your reincarnate, so you're losing that card that's going to come back to your hand, for 3 mana to deal 5 damage when you can literally just, for 6 mana, no, not that one, where is it? For 6 mana you can deal 4. Alright, And it's not like there's a reincarnate that is bad. Right now, all reincarnates that we saw were buffs. I mean, unless you really need it, but why would you put? It costs so much mana. And then you not only lose your reincarnate, you lose everything. Unless you have like super huge debuff, but then well, people won't play that thinking that their unit will have a really huge debuff. Really weird. Really weird. If you do that, at least lower the mana cost. I don't know. It feels like that's a lot, 3 mana just to do that. Pack of Artha, which is a common 2 mana, change the ownership of 2 units with the same mana cost. That's going to be cool. That's actually going to be pretty cool. Like, all of the pillars that we're going to see now, you're going to be able to exchange them for better cards. Like your opponent has a Snowball Brontes that's like 6/6, then you just switch it with one of your 3-drop pillar. So yeah, that card's going to be played for sure. Pillar of Austerity. An epic 3 mana structure 0/3. The next card that the enemy attempts to place countering and this unit is skill. Can be deployed anywhere. So basically, you think your opponent's gonna go for a big blight, your opponent's gonna go for a big fire giant, a blade master because he needs healing, or anything like annihilation, dive in vengeance because you play zombie. No, not you play zombie, but you have a bunch of like imperial units, and you don't want them to die. That can literally counter that big play. Or just, they're setting up for an Athena. Or you're setting up the bait for the Athena, and then you put the pillar. And then they can play the Athena. That's really good. It does get countered really hard by Mana Potion, though, so keep that in mind. Pillar of Creation is a common 3 mana 0/3. Again, whenever you play Structure, spawn a 2/2 avatar with charge. And the 2/2 avatar, I believe, dies at the end of your turn. So yeah, it's like a free 2 damage, and it spawns around the Pillar of Creation. So yeah, and whenever you play Structure, which go with your leader ability, can be deployed anywhere else. So like all of the pillars can be deployed anywhere. Keep that in mind. A pillar of, or no, that's not true. That's not true. Like yeah, most of them can be deployed anywhere, but not all of them. Yeah, I remember in the stream there was like 1 or 2. Like Pillar of Earth is a common 2 mana structure 0/3 also, and all enemies have their movement reduced by 1, but you cannot deploy this one anywhere. So, and I think it's the same thing for no, that one. Yeah, this one can be deployed anywhere. The Pillar of Exile is able. It's a free 2 mana structure 0/2, and Warcry banish a unit until this pillar is destroyed. So basically, what they hinted in the stream is like, if you play a Pillar of Exile on one of their big drops, and they have like a Sobek on board, and that's buff, you can do a like. For example, they have, I don't know, an Anubis, right? And a big Sobek. Well, you play your Pillar of Exile, and then you banish the Anubis until your pillar is destroyed. And at the same time, you play Pack of Artists, switching the pillar with the Sobek. So now you have a big Sobek, and they have the pillar. If they have the pillar, they won't be able to attack it with our unit. So makes it a double win for you. So that's definitely going to be played. Pillar of Exile, a combo with Pack of Arda, that's for sure. That's 100% sure it's going to be played. Now, people will need to be careful if they want to play 2 drops later in the game against Hindu. Pillar of Fortitude is a common 2 mana structure 0/3. So basically all the structures are 0/3 so far. All friendlies you deploy gain +0/+2, which also includes the pillars, which can be interesting. I don't know. I mean, if you start your turn with that, in the late game, is it good? Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's probably good. I don't know if it's probably not like everybody's gonna play that, but it may be good. Pillar of Parity, which is a common 2 mana structure 0/1. Finally, something different, and all enemy has 1 less attack. Oh yeah, keep in mind that with Pillar of Earth, which reduce the enemy movement by 1, if you have 2 of them, the range units can't move. And then the melee units move really slow 1. It's like a zombie. So yeah, double Pillar of Heart could be the way to go defensive, especially that they cost 2 mana. Yeah. They have 0/3 health. Yeah, it's a lot of health for Pillar, that slow movement. So yeah, we work Pillar of Parity, which reduce all enemy attack by 1. I will prefer to play Pillar of Hurt, since both of them can't be placed anywhere. One less attack often doesn't matter that much. One less movement, right? If your opponent can't reach you, no matter what their attack is, it's 0 basically because they can't attack you. But Pillar of Parity, they need to be able to attack you, and then they have 1 less. I mean, giving that Pillar of Parity counters hard the Odin aggro decks again. And like it seems like a lot of Pantheon now have a lot of good tools to counter Odin aggressive 1/1s units. So yeah. Pillar of Passions, which is an epic 4 mana. That's more than usual for Pillar. And it's an 07, and enemy spells cost 1 more. That is actually, that's like a Hades, but with a Pillar. I like that. That's probably going to be played. That's a good card. Pillar of Retribution, which is going to be a rare 3 mana structure 0/3 again. And the next spell your opponent play is copy and added to your hand. And is destroyed. And this Pillar destroy can be deployed anywhere. So basically, again, if they're going for a big spell, like a Phantom Grass, that will be so fun. And then you can just basically copy their spell. So yeah, but that could be interesting. Like if they go for a Book of Thought, and then you have a Book of Thought, and then things can go really weird from there. Like getting like a Book of the Dead. Oh man. Anyways. Prescience, which is a rare 1 mana, discover the top 3 cards of your deck, select one, place the other in the bottom of your deck. I like that you don't discard them. Like that. And yeah, it just gives you selective draw. 1 mana. That's a good price for it. So yeah, like it. Rama is gonna be a free 2 mana 2/1. If you don't want to go with the route with Obelisk, that's probably what you're going to be playing. They have, and then Vamana at 3 mana, maybe Kumbhakarna at 4, Ravna at 5. Is there anybody else at 5? Agni at 6. Yeah, they have like a decent curve if you don't go with the pillars and just with the gods. So Rama's a free 2 mana 2/1 range. And your opponent cannot use their litter ability, which is huge if you go first against Chinese, because they won't be able to make a Crescent Blade to kill your Rama. And that's going to be such a pain to deal with the Rama then, unless they have a Blade Forge, for example, and then they play it on next turn. But you get my point. Like that's cool. And also like Odin can't use his Curse Wars anymore, and then Rock can't heal is so big. Oh man, this card's gonna be really good. Like I expect it to be played even in the later stage of the game. This is gonna be so good against like Zeus, Kraken. Like wow, yeah, Rama's gonna be good. He's gonna be played for sure. Control, aggro, everything. Yeah, it's such a good card. And it's free, so it's cool. And we're gonna have another legendary. The other one was Kali. This one's going to be Ravana, who's going to be legendary, 5 mana, 4/4 melee. But look at all what of his kit, right? He's immune, return damage, right? So when he attacks, he doesn't get return damage. He has to protect 1 when he gets attack. And if you kill him, he comes back, he reincarnates, and the second time it's played, he gains immune to enemy spells. So yeah, he's really annoying to deal with. He's really hard to kill. Twice. I mean, the first time you can kill with a spell, but then it's only a 4/4. So yeah. Tribute of Stone. Gonna be a free 1 mana. Give a friendly unit protect 1. Reincarnate, now gives protect 2. I mean, that could be really good if you go with the Hydra that just came. But, you know, you also give it to your Pillar, or I don't know, what else would you give it to? It's a friendly unit, so it can go to your stone. That would be really dope. Vamana. The next card is gonna be Vamana Hindu. It's gonna be epic 3 mana 1/1 melee, and then it reincarnate. It gains +3/+3 in attack. Now it's all adjacent enemies. So basically, if you chaos spawn the Vamana, you get lots of good value. And Chaos Spawn's probably going to be a staple more and more in all of the decks. It was already really, really good, but just being able to silence all of these reincarnate gods from the Hindu is going to be really, really good. We may see more silence also being played from the Mayan side and the Chinese, like just silencing that Brahma or stuff like that. So yeah, this is gonna be Vamana, which is going to be good though if you let him trigger three mana for 1/1, and then no, I mean if you're replaying it for 6 mana for a total of 5/5, it's not that good if you think about it. It's not that good, especially if your opponent doesn't kill him, and you have to like, oh my god, yeah, it's a bit annoying actually. But still. Void Zone, the last card, Hindu also, of course. It's a rare 1 mana, the target enemy summoning stone. And until the start of your next turn, you silence all enemies who end their turn adjacent to their summoning stone. So basically, if they spawn something, unless it has charge or is blinked away by Bellona or any other spells like teleport from Zeus, which not a lot of players are playing, but someone played to me last night, was awkward. But still, they will be silenced at the end of the turn. So yeah, interesting. 1 mana though. That's cheap. That's really cheap. General spells that can be cast instantly, such as Mana Potion, now have a confirmed state. This removes a lot of brawling players were having with accidental casting instant cast spells. So now I think you have to drag it into the middle of the screen. Arena level requirement change from 3 to 1. Rank requirement change from 10 to 5. And we got 2 balance changes. Anyo, which is the legendary that puts a flag on the board, which was a 4/5, now is going to have an increased attack to be a 5/5, and she really needed it. She really didn't feel like a legendary card. Now at least she's going to be more statted, have more stat, like 5 mana for a 5/5 is going to be actually good now. Now before she was like kind of okay. If you get like a Scylla or an Apollo buffed by the flag, it was cool. But I always loved her, so she never left my deck. But now we're gonna see more of her. Invigorate is gonna have a mana cost reduced from 3 to 2. Yeah, like I did my competitive beast deck. I look at that card, and even though I had only like beast in my deck, I was like, wow, this card costs so much. It's actually bad. But now there will be a reason to play it. There's probably a reason to play it. Have to check on the deck, but this card should be played in the competitive beast deck that I did last week, because if you charge with, if you're able to have some beasts on the deck and then you get a Suku and then you're able to boost it, it deals so much damage in charge. And if they don't kill it, then it attacks second time, and the game's pretty much over at that point. So yeah, that's probably something that you want to incorporate in that last deck. But I know not all of my viewers will listen to this video or go to the end of this video and listen to the previous video. Anyways, guys, for those who will, that's one little tip about the last deck I posted, and this is it. This is the whole Hindu Pantheon patch notes rebirth, which is OB0.30, and yeah, I think it's going to be a fun patch. Honestly, there are some cards I'm not so happy about, especially the ones that just nerf already existing cards, such as Dispatch and Echo Blast. But hey, what can you do? Maybe it's going to be fixed later in the another patch. Anyways, we have 4 new legendaries. I'm actually hyped for them. I definitely hyped to play Hindu Pantheon, and since patch is going tomorrow, we'll probably have the video for first look on Wednesday, and that's going to be really cool. If I have a lot of time, which I'm going to try to have, I'll try and make it an extended edition for the first look. But nothing's guaranteed. Anyways, guys, I'll see you Wednesday on the new release of the Pantheon. Until next time, I hope that you learned a lot. I hope that you liked the video. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and share. It really helps me out, and I'll see you in another video.